Hello and a very warm welcome to Bharata First. You're watching FRP Explains. I'm frankrausanpereira. First, let me inform you about Bharata First Knowledge Center, a learning experience like none other. It will not only help you in your competitive exams journey, but help you in life itself to become a better Bharatiya. Go to kc.bharatafirst.com and register now. This is the last chance to avail the early bird offer and the early bird discounts. It will transform the way you gain knowledge and wisdom. So don't miss this opportunity and register today. The orientation is on the 30th of June at 8 p.m. and live classes begin at 7:15 p.m. on July 1st. In case you miss out on the live classes, there's no reason to fret. You can always watch the recording of the classes later, because these recordings will be available for a period of 1 year after you register. Now, since you're here, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then all notifications, and do share the content as well so that more people get to know about Bharata First. I'm here to talk about Twitter's outrageous map of India that it put out on its website. It's astonishing to see what Twitter has been doing of late, and Twitter is a repeat offender. The map shows Jammu and Kashmir as part of China, and it's so sad to see the map of Bharata in such a way where Bharata's head is missing. And it's really outrageous for Twitter to have done something like this, because in the past too, Twitter has shown Leh and Ladakh as part of China, and it is a repeat offender. This is not something that has happened for the first time. Thankfully, a social media user, I saw this and then flagged it, and there was an outcry really from Indians on the social media platform, and finally Twitter pulled down the map later on. But the damage has already been done, and Twitter has had a run-in with the Indian government now for some time, because they have not been adhering to Indian laws. They have cited issues like right to privacy and right to freedom of speech, and hid behind these two aspects, and have been brazen with regards to not adhering to Indian rules and Indian laws. And this is something that the Indian government has been taking up at the highest level with Twitter, as well as in the courts. Now, the government has decided that the protection that Twitter had from third-party content on its social media platform no longer exists, and as far as the rules state, Twitter will no longer get that protection. The courts will now eventually have to decide where this matter goes, because the matter is presently in court, but the government is clear with regards to its stand. Twitter has also, in the recent past, we've seen run into a lot of other controversies with regards to labeling some content that was put out by members of the BJP as manipulated content. Also, the IT minister recently said that his account was inaccessible and in a kind of a suspended state, and this went on for more than an hour. If you can imagine, the IT minister of our country, if Twitter can do this to him, what will it do to the common man and people like you and me? So something needs to be done at the earliest with regards to Twitter's brazenness and Twitter's outrageous attitude towards India. And clearly, it does not seem like a mistake or an aberration, because this is happening on a repeated basis and continues to happen every now and then. So it can't just be a coincidence, and it can't just be the fact that, because Twitter is in the news right now, all these issues are coming out. Clearly looks like a repeat offender, and how this plays out and where this goes remains to be seen. But as a nation, we need to do something about it. Let's hope that Twitter, pulls up its socks at some point in time and adheres to the Indian laws. If not, we have to consider something like what China has done. Despite China banning Twitter all across the country, it seems like Twitter is on the side of China, because even though Twitter is not getting any business out of China, they seem to be appeasing the Chinese government and seem to be appeasing the Chinese policy as well. So this is quite contrary to the stand that Twitter takes about freedom of speech and right to privacy. So its statements and what it does are very contradictory to each other, and it does not bode well with regards to the general public. and a sovereign nation like India as well. Should Twitter be banned? That is something that has been doing the rounds as well. I don't really know if that is the solution at this point in time. Rather than banning Twitter, we should ensure that Twitter abides to the Indian rules and regulations, and everybody needs to come together as one and ensure that that happens. If it doesn't happen and eventually Twitter doesn't listen, maybe there will be no option left but to ban Twitter, like how Nigeria has done or China has done, because India is a big market for Twitter, probably one of the biggest markets. And if Twitter doesn't listen to what India has to say, then I wonder whom they will listen to. Also, apologies for the noise. There's a lawnmower in the society which is at work, and hence you can hear this noise. So sorry for the noise that you're hearing, the continuous humming noise in the background. I hope that you can still hear my voice through that as well. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of FRP Explains. If you like the content, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then all notifications, and share the content as well so that more people get to know about Bharata First. Also, before I go, let me inform you about Bharata First Knowledge Center, a learning experience like none other. It will transform the way you learn and gain knowledge. It will not only help you in your competitive exams journey, but help you in life itself to become a better Bharatiya. Log in to kc.bharatafirst.com and register today. This is the last chance to make use of the early bird offer. And also, classes begin on the 1st of July at 7:15 p.m. The orientation is on the 30th of July at 8 p.m. for all those who have registered. If you have missed out on the live classes, there's nothing to worry about, because these sessions are going to be recorded, and the recordings are going to be available for a period of 1 year for your learning pleasure and learning experience. Here are the UPI IDs for those of you who would like to come forward and contribute as well. A small contribution that you make will be a giant leap for us to keep bringing you this content. That's it from me. See you again next time.